Airsofters, I am your host, Spinkstercell. So what I'm bringing for you today is the second German pistol that we got in that 2-for-2 video. This is a gas blowback pistol from VFC, Vegaforce Company, one of my favorite airsofting brands. They make good gas blowbacks, but they also make good AEGs, but no matter what, their externals are going to be superb. Very good, realistic guns coming out of them, and they're all fully licensed for these amazing HK trademarks and most German companies. So this one is relatively new-ish. I did buy it on a hop-up. Like I said, it was in a double pistol deal, and I got them for relatively cheap. This one pretty much about $70. It does have a sticker that suggests there's something wrong with it, but I bought it from a tech who made sure the gun worked. Got a demo video of it shooting and locking back and all that good stuff before I actually made the purchase. That is my biggest recommendation when buying used. Make sure you use PayPal with buyer's protection. I've had some experience with a non-blowback version of this gun, which was sent to me for free, and I thought I'd buy it and hang out with the gun for a while and decide if it's going to stay in my arsenal. It is in fact a HK VP9. I have made the decision to purchase myself a VP9 German HK airsoft gun from VFC. I don't believe KWA makes this gun, because KWA makes a lot of HK pistols. This one is very similar to HK45, which I believe KWA does make. Now, VFC makes HK45, all the other HK pistols. I don't think they make the MK23, but they do make the newest 45, which is compact. Now, this one is Vegaforce Company. Let's take a look at the box, just to get that out of the way. We have some random paperwork here. It's nothing special. It's a regular no compromise H&K box. You get these even with the cheap things. And we'll just go over that real quick. This is all of your paneling for the gun. So we got back straps, side panels. These are all made of polymer, and they are very highly texturized with like some top ramen noodles, kind of like a PO9. Okay, so enough about noodles. We're here for the gun. This is the very gorgeous VP9 German HK pistol, faithfully reproduced. It is a very nice, kind of heavy, very modern, very sleek, elegant design pistol. It is a polymer gun on the lower and full metal upper with the barrel and the slide and the magazine, of course. So faithfully reproduced. We have all the controls, all the trademarks, and we have ourselves one very nice gas blowback magazine, considering I've done a review on the non-blowback CO2. So I was really impressed with the non-blowback's externals, of course, and I really like the VP9 for its elegancy. It's just a very sexy looking pistol, I have to say. This wins it over for me with HK's pistol lineups. They have some very attractive offers. Maybe the MK23 is the only other HK pistol that I like more than this. The USP Compact, loved it. Didn't like it from KWA. Had a plastic outer barrel. The 45, don't really like it too much on the design. I think the VP9 is like a better looking version of that. Then you got the USP full sizes, don't really care for. So here we are on evike.com. We do have pulled up our VP9, so we get all of our specifications for this very nice looking gun. As we go on down, we do have a price of basically $160. So this is not going to be a very cheap pistol to get into. It's going to be about mid-level. So we do have our specifications here, a little lower FPS than the PPQ we just reviewed. We have an FPS range of 300 to 325, so we're not pushing anywhere too hot. You're going to be able to take this into your very sensitive CQB arenas. So that is the specifications from Evike. We don't really have a lot to go on. So like you saw, the side panels and the back straps of this gun are interchangeable. Pretty happy with where they're at right now. Now, one very big disappointment I have with the VP9 straight out of the box is actually this orange tip. You may be thinking, oh, break it off. You break off all your orange tips anyway, it Spinks or Cell. Well, I can't break off this one because you can see here our inner barrel, our brass inner barrel, is actually poking out of the gun and into the orange tip. So even if you broke it off, you'll still have the inner barrel poking out. Very annoying that this gun is going to be in that state. I think they sell outer barrels, threaded outer barrels, which is a must, and that will solve that issue. But an outer barrel for a gun like this, we're looking at $50, no doubt. Other plans for this pistol, really, I want a compensator in the front, which inspired me to get this gun, and it looks really, really good. So it's very comfortable, obviously. It's not as comfortable as the gun we just reviewed, the PPQ, which is strange, but it is a lot more aggressive build. The polymer's more aggressive. It's a reinforced nylon fiber. You know, more like what KWA and HK guns have a really nice polymer feel to them. It's not shiny or anything like that. This feels like a real gun when you pick it up and hold it. It's just not quite as heavy, I would say, as what the real steel gun would probably weigh. So yeah, really comfortable. We do have HK style releases, ambidextrous right there. We do have a slide release on both sides. This one's really long and extended and a little flimsy feeling, but it should still oh shit, got BBs in there. Should still function. So yeah, we have ambidextrous slide releases on both sides. The spring is not weak. It may have felt weak there with the way I did it. But yeah, it's a little flimsy, but it works. You have a decently strong spring. Power stroke it and release it. Yeah, it's very snappy. When I first shot this gun, super impressed with the way that it shot. And if you look at my videos, I've shot a lot of gas blowbacks. And to be impressed at this stage in my life is a good thing. So we're getting some really high recoil, really good snap, and a really good sound that the gun makes too. So not sluggish in any capacity. It's it's a very fast shooter. Now it could be a little faster, and the only reason it's not is the trigger pull is very heavy, very heavy, and a little bit squishy. So the actual trigger pull, we'll just demo that. Very stiff, but there's not much of an uptake or a wall. So basically, like, here's the uptake, just enough to, you know, do your safety stuff. Then you start to squeeze, an actual squeeze, because it takes quite a bit of force. And then here's where it's about to break, and then it breaks. And then we can do our reset point would be right here. So there was a slight click that you heard. So that's the trigger with the VP9, a little heavy. Actually makes it feel more realistic, which I like. It's not really something that you notice in airsofting, you know, firefights. It's not like, oh man, my trigger was lighter, I would have got that kill. It's not like that, trust me. It just makes it more realistic, probably better for training as well. Here's our iron sights. They look great. They're just white dots. They look pretty cool. So here's a look at our iron sights. They're really well done. I do like the additions of these pull tabs in the corners here, kind of like the FN57. And I was just making a video about the 5.7, so here it is right next to it. We have pull tabs on the back of the slide, which is something I've only ever seen on this gun, so it's kind of nice to see it again. I haven't seen it anywhere else. So that's on the back of the gun. It surprisingly makes a world of difference when pulling back on it, and they are removable from underneath the rear sight. So that is removable. We actually also have a loaded chamber indicator, just like the other gun we just reviewed. So yeah, I'm filming a few videos today. You see the PPQ has a similar thing. My Real Steel P99 actually does have it, but is a striker indicator. It is red, kind of hard to see on camera here, but once we pull the trigger, you can see it disappears into the slide. So that is faithfully reproduced on the gun. Very fancy that they went through the trouble of doing that. We have a Glock style trigger. It's mostly polymer, and then we have metal controls, disassembly, forward and rear cocking serrations, removable front and rear sights. We have a fake extractor. We have the full polymer lower, 20mm spec Picatinny rail, which fits very nicely with our Surefire. We also have this very small serial number plate on the Picatinny rail, and it is probably a made-up number, or it could be real. You'd have to have another VP9 owner tell me. We also have our standard issue Umarex pistol warning on the bottom of the thing there. Looks ugly. Maybe you could file it off if that really bothered you a lot. And we might as well get a closer look at our texturization, and then while we're at it, we'll get into trademarks. So that's our very ergonomic grip with our finger grooves. Trademarks says VP on the grip there. We have a lanyard loop here in the back. A blank section here, which is a little disappointing, honestly. It says HK VP9. the actual 9mm, and then we have some other trademarks here. This is Cal 6mm and a little F. Then on this side, the Umarex wall of text, markings on the chamber, which are correct to the real steel, and that's all you get for trademarks. We do have a sun glare thing on the top here for our sights, but it is not serrated. That's just, you know, flat. And overall, it's a very sexy, almost Glock style pistol, honestly. About the size of a Glock 19. You can see our barrel is hanging out the end there. Let's compare these two real quick. So if you caught the last video or even that unboxing, we bought two pistols at once in our package deal. Now for $150, and with our $20 refund from this one not functioning correctly, we only paid about $130 for these two pistols, which is about the asking price of one decent pistol. Now they're both German, they're both polymer wonders, and they're both about... Overall, if we're going to compare these two pistols, I'd say that this one feels more comfortable in my fingers, and this one feels pretty well secure, but at the same time more aggressive due to the texturizations. Feels very aggressive. So probably less likely I'm going to drop this gun compared to dropping this one, which is more smooth. I would also say my hand knuckle area is much higher to the top of the gun on this gun than on this gun here. So I feel gripping this pistol and pointing it and being quick with it is easier. I feel just my grip is way higher up. That's super important in my opinion. That's why the gun like the Archon Type B was made, and the Alien Largo. And this pistol, you know, it's a little low, it's about here. So yeah, that's our two German pistols that we just unboxed and we just reviewed. They're pretty much the same in a lot of ways. This one's more fancy, this one's more tack, and probably lighter weight, more cheaper, I guess, but they're about the same. So that is the VP9. I'm really liking the way it's built. Let's take a look at disassembly and the magazine. So here we have our magazine. It's got a really glossy, nice black paint to it, which I thought was kind of cool. We have our numbers on the back and our cool markings to make it look more real. It does have one trademark in the corner there, that caliber 9x19, which is cool. We have polymer fin lips. The gap for the speed loader begins about here, where you can start speed loading. And I don't believe it locks at the bottom. It does not. Polymer base plate with a hole in it and easily removable. And yeah, that's our magazine. Seems to be really good quality. I dig the paint job. So to disassemble a gun like this is going to be really easy. I have done it before, so thankfully we already know how to do it. I might as well move that. So I think I had quite a bit of trouble the first time. I'm going to pull it and lock it and then slide that down and then power stroke release. And here is our lower. Pretty sure it was lubed from the factory. Seeing some white lithium grease, I think. And then we have our internals here. We have our hop-up adjustment wheel there. And this can all be taken apart pretty much like a Glock. I don't really feel like doing it, so let's pull that, lock it back. And this is the problem I had. See, it's not, I'm not sure the sweet spot that it wants you to move this lever, because even on the hole here, like even when I'm on the hole, it doesn't go back. And yeah, I had a lot of trouble last time I did this, just trying to get this lever back. So let me pause. Okay, it turns out it's quite simple. When you do it, slide completely 100% pulled back, so the notch is actually behind that point, and then it'll flip. So gun is reassembled just like that. So that has been my review of the HK licensed VP9 built by VFC to bring to us a very nice, fancy, high quality gas blowback pistol. I do believe there's an Asian enhanced version of this gun that they sell, which is different. They have a steel slide version. Probably don't need that. You're talking too expensive there. Not entirely sure they have CO2 editions of this magazine. I kind of don't think so, since they have a CO2 like half blowback version of the gun itself. They probably want you to go all the way in terms of green, making your choice. Full blowback or half. Obviously, it's not even a question. I love the pistol. Whether or not I'm going to keep it in my arsenal forever is yet to be seen. I typically don't keep HK pistols for some reason. I never keep them. I just do reviews and then get rid of them. So that has been a review of the pistol, highly recommended. It is built very well, obviously, and it shoots really, really good. I love the way this gun shoots. It granted me one of my very few pistol kill streaks at Dreadnought, which is pretty fun and exciting. A pistol that can do that is good, and I didn't even have a front sight. So the front sight was unattached in the box. Turns out there's a grub screw where you need to screw in with the slide off from under the slide, so that was my mistake in the beginning. Hope you enjoyed my review, and stay tuned for more.
Got him.